Communist Manifesto. That has become actually a world religion without God. And we think, well, that belongs to other countries. That ought to be in Russia or China. But many of the leaders of the present administration have avowed some even their allegiance, but at least their admiration of some of these communist heroes. Mao Zedong, Stalin, Chavez in Venezuela, Che Guevara, who was a murderer. I mean, his T-shirts are popular among the young people all around the world. Does anybody stop to think where this could be going as this has become such a part of our culture? I'm going to read to you the lyrics of John Lennon in the song Imagine. We've grown up with this song. We've heard it all of our lives, and many of us have sung it. Listen to what it says. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. Well, if that isn't a manifest example of communism, I don't know what it is. But we're living in this time, and where is the church in all of this? Well, somebody explain to me what is. We have become so user friendly in the church. Oh, we don't want to mention sin. We don't, and we don't hear much about heaven and nothing about hell. And yet the very Bible is very plain about that. There's no little reference to blood or the cross. And yet the Bible is just absolutely drenched in blood. Mostly the blood of sacrifice, in which Jesus was the fulfillment when he went to the cross. Paul talked about the offense of the cross. He said it's a stumbling block to the Jews and it's foolishness to the Greeks. A lot of people don't get it, and it may be that they'll never get it. The Bible tells us that in the last days, perilous times shall come. That word perilous means dangers. And it goes down and lists the reasons why. Men shall be lovers of themselves. They shall be boastful. They shall be envious. They shall be traitors. And he goes on down saying they will have religion, but they will deny the power of that religion. So we're living at a time when we ask the question, where is society going? Where is the voice of God in all of this? And I'm telling you, it's in this book right here. It's in the Bible. We have a president and President Obama and let me be very careful when I talk about this. The Bible says that you shall not speak evil of the ruler of your people. That was a commandment. And we have to, if we are Christian, we have to obey that. We have to be subject to the higher powers. But at the same time, we can proclaim the truth. And of course, what we're moving toward in this culture is a privatization of Christianity. You can have all you want as long as you have no access to the public forums. I mean, you can be religious all you want to be. I saw the other day an article about where they had placed a circle on the campus of a university, and the university had said, okay, anybody can go inside this circle and have complete freedom of speech. They can say anything that they want to say as long as they are inside this circle. Oh, that sounds very admirable on the part of the university officials. But what about the rest of the university? Because you see, our Constitution allows us the freedom of speech. Well, the shadow of the Antichrist is coming over the world. All of the technology is in place. All of the rush to world government. We're talking about global currency. We're talking about global everything. Global warming, even the temperatures. Of course, we've just come to a place where it seems like we are moving in that direction. I don't believe that Obama is the Antichrist. After studying the Bible many, many years, I've come to believe that the Antichrist will actually come out of one of the northern countries just north of Israel, that he will be a Muslim. Now, in times past, we have just disregarded the Arab countries because they didn't have any money. But they had no power. But all that's changing now because we are seeing an amazing, absolutely incredible, unbelievable transfer of wealth from the nations of the world, the industrial nations, especially the United States, China, and Japan, and Western Europe. All of this wealth is going into this, what some call the oil patch. And these people who once were a depressed people almost are now coming out with a new clout, a new authority, and a new power. And they are demanding their position in the world. And they are coming out with a sense of dispossession. Because you see, going back in the Old Testament, you see that the birthright was taken from Esau. He gave it up willingly. And Jacob got it, who was the father of the Jewish people today. But all of this is taking place. And what are they doing with this wealth? And there is enough money going into the Middle East every day. The gross revenues going into the Middle East could buy General Motors. That's every day of the year. Under George Bush, there was talk of an inquiry into who was actually buying up the American corporations. You don't hear anything about that today, and there wasn't much heard about it under his administration, but it is they can no longer be disregarded. And I want to add one other thought to that idea, and that is that these people in the oil patch are the people who once ruled the world. So don't count them out.